Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper. Today, playing some Stonehearth Alpha 5. Been a little while now, about a month I believe since Alpha 4 came out, or a little bit longer than that. Not too much has actually been added, or at least I don't believe much has actually been added. I did look it up, but from what I've heard it was, yeah, fences. That was primarily what the fix was. But apparently, the game is running, like, very smoothly. Also, there's a peaceful mode, which... we are free to build your town without worrying about invaders. You know, I kind of want to do that. We've seen the invaders, but then again, we do want to see if maybe they're easier. We did have a little bit of a bug later on in Alpha 4, where we basically had just loads of goblins spawn in like a large pack and essentially a horde out of nowhere in the blue, sort of like in one frame of a second, and just completely eviscerate your town. There's not much you can really do about that, so I'm thinking maybe peaceful game mode, but I will do normal game mode just to show if that is still a bug, because primarily these videos are out there to see if there's any bugs. Also, sound a little bit tired, that's because I am. Where do I want to go? I don't know, I still want to go in sort of like over here, a little bit of everything. We will embark. I still don't think choosing another location really makes much sense, but maybe you misclick, I'm not too sure. Yeah, basically it. Here we go. Controls are exactly the same. It does feel a little bit smoother now I think about it. All of the controls are maxed out, I might add. Everything is on ambient occlusion, all that stuff. You know, vertical sync isn't on. I don't need that on. Well, I guess I kind of do because I'm recording fraps, but it doesn't really matter. We'll make our town. We'll call it the Alpha Town. Sure. Alpha Town. Yeah, sure. Sure, why not? And yeah, pretty much. Oh, wow. What is this? Town Advisory, initial supplies. What? Great. Okay, I feel like I'm playing WoW now. I'm just doing my daily quests. This is like some sort of tutorial that's been built in. Hopefully this tutorial is a one-time thing. I don't want this to pop up every single time I'm trying to do something, but it is kind of neat. I'm not going to lie. So there we go. I think they just made a got wood sort of similar to the Minecraft thing there. I'm not just sure if that is a direct reference to Minecraft, but I mean, I know Minecraft isn't the one that did that, but still, I'm just saying it's where I know the reference, okay? Also, there seems to be a bit of a selection error here. If you can see, I'm highlighting stuff that I'm actually not highlighting. That's a little bit strange. Doesn't matter too much, but that's something else. That's something to mention, really. Primarily, though, like I said before, we're going to check. We're going to see what's happening, see how smooth it's running. I like these animations, though. They seem to be a lot less jaggy. Oh wait, no, it don't matter. I thought they like turned around properly then, but they still sort of skip, and you can see that little jolt of a frame when they realize they've got to do something else. Look, you can see it right there. I'm nitpicking. Obviously, I'm nitpicking, but I want to show you guys everything that I really find. I'm very good at nitpicking, apparently. Wood has been found, and we didn't get a reward for it by the looks of it, but I think it's pretty much them showing that they have the ability to. Also, Merv flew onto my chair and is biting my hand. Ow. Fantastic. More wood collecting, I think, is required. We should have gone somewhere a bit closer to food, now that I think about it. But we can probably get some of these rolls set up. So let's just see if that is any different. I can't remember how to do this. I think it's... Oh, there we go. Promote a job. So we'll make a carpenter. Also, the hunter... Oh, wait, no. I think the hunter's the same. I'm not too sure if the hunter's any different. Like I said, I don't think they've fixed much other than... I don't think they've added much, is what I'm trying to say. But they have fixed quite a lot from what I've heard. I've got a nice little effect now. I don't remember that for the carpenter. We will select a carpentry area. And then we'll probably have to select some sort of region for the carpenter. Now, previously, I had a bit of problem with these stockpiles, but I don't think that is any problem anymore. Also, hopefully the selection methods to actually create stuff in the carpentry table has been fixed. I have been playing it a little bit, but I imagine some stuff that was done in Alpha 4 before Alpha 5, bug fixing wise, was done, and many people already know about it. But this is primarily, you know, just sort of there, nitpicking, like I said. I will be sort of unaware of some things that may have already taken place. However, I do know all of these little add-ons here, all these little light fences and that lot. It's always good to see. And then we've also got these nice mounted signs, which is always good to look at, especially if you're trying to make specific class signs. This one's a bit interesting. It's just a general sign. Hopefully, you can like add cool pictures to it. That'd be a bit weird. You know, maybe dependent on the person inside, it would automatically make itself into that. I'm not too sure. Obviously, this depends on the person in the house. Now, there was a bit of a a bit of a jolt there, a bit of a lag spike, as it were. We will ignore that, but oh, yep, okay. There's a few lag spikes. Alpha is alpha, obviously. I'm not going to be too nitpicky there. But, oh, wow. Wow. Ooh, what happened there? It looks like the transition between day and night really tanks the frame rate. Wow. I mean, obviously I'm recording, so this will affect it, most definitely. But I mean, how am I going to show you otherwise? And it's really the case. It seems to have stabilized. It's still a bit weird. I'm not too sure, but anyway. They're pretty much not doing anything else right now. Ah, Merv, damn you. You just bit me. Let's pause the game right now. We can see the marker down here. Apparently pathfinding is still sort of the thing that's mainly eating up at the juice, as it were. And I believe we've made a hoe. Yeah, we have. So we can actually set someone to be a farmer. So I want to see if the farming is improved in any way. Oh, wow. This frame problem is a bit weird. Doesn't make too much sense. What we will do, though, is make a farm. Might need 2 farmers now that I think about it. If we go to the carpenter, and we can do this very easily as well. I like this system. I like how you can very easily select between different creators, as it were. Now, I do believe they were going to go for some sort of skill system, if I'm wrong. I'm not too sure if that was the case. I can't remember actually how to access their page. I think I had this problem before. I know you can access this. Oh, it looks like food and shelter and overall happiness have become sort of separate parts of it. I think they were all sort of put together before. Also, a journal is there. That's a bit weird. This message thing has just appeared out of nowhere. Merv right now is very, very talkative, as it were. Another hoe is being created as well, so we'll make another farmer. We'll test the new housing creation scheme as well, sort of thing, because we will need to do that. We'll make a lovely farmhouse. That'd be good to see. We'll go to the farmer. Merv, what are you doing right now? You're very leery. Let's get him to fly off. And I like these little notifications here, even though I did say before I wouldn't like them to appear on the second playthrough, depending obviously if I've done it before, but yeah, it's still pretty cool to see. We'll make this. Oh wow, there's some pumpkins and some silkweed, which is good for making. Yeah, you can make nice cloth beds with those. That's pretty cool. We'll have one of each sort of double road farm right here. That's pretty good. Some corn and then some turnips. Fantastic. So that's our little farm area. We need to get some traps set up. So what we do is basically it doesn't matter if there's actually animals nearby. That is just how we get people to trap. The animals spawn. That's basically it. I'm not too sure if they may have changed it, but that's basically what happened there. Hopefully this video should be a little bit shorter than my previous. Usually my other videos are about 30-40 minutes long, it was necessary then, but obviously this is mostly just sort of bug testing, as it were. Let's just see if the hunter changes anyway. It looks like their rabbits do run away still. There we are. I'm just wondering if these rabbits go towards the trap, or if like random animals spawn out of nowhere. Because I do like the idea of them like actually going toward the trap and not just having them spawn. That's what happened previously anyway. Also, I believe you're meant to have them near a forest. See, look, they spawn. I don't like that. I mean, I guess it's just their way of dealing with the problem for now. He got away there. It looks like he was tinkering with it as well. It's very weird. But I would like the actual sort of rabbits to move into the area. Because that means that you need to have sort of area management, as it were. So eventually the animals in that area just die off or something. Or they migrate to another location. That would be pretty cool, so that then obviously I can, it makes you think more, basically. It doesn't mean you're just like a dumb guy watching a civilization run. Basically, you need to think without adding any sort of stupid mechanics. Like, hopefully it doesn't turn into a mobile game where it's like, click these to activate the trap. And you click on them and it gets rid of the person, you get +1 food or something. That would be frustrating. I don't want that. I do not want that at all. If I wanted that, I'd play a mobile game. But yeah, that's random things. I'm not too sure why I went onto the specific rant, but basically, people probably share the same opinion. Yeah, so we're going to make a house. Really, we should cut down more wood before we do so. There's lots of big trees over here, and the size of the tree does determine how much wood you get, which is always nice. There we are. Also, the other professions, if they're not doing anything, help out with the building, which is always nice. It looks like they're all automatically. Did you see that? That was actually amazing. Usually they like struggle when it comes to their pathfinding. So they would all select one tree, for example, and then one person would take a little while to actually be the primary person to select chopping that tree down, and then they'll do the same cycle but on the previous tree, leaving out the other guy. At least that's what I noticed, but all of them immediately went to separate trees. Merv right now is just going nuts. I can't concentrate. I just got back from work, so he's all like Larry. I don't know. I guess he just wants like master, master, like that kind of thing. I've been stuck in here all day. Where the fuck you been? Like that kind of thing. He probably sounds like that. I would imagine he would. I mean, he might sound like that parrot from Aladdin. Jafar? Is that it? Or is that the evil guy? I haven't watched that in a long time, basically. I'm just gonna straight up say that. So yeah, let's get the building done. Let's go to the building schematic screen. And we will try and get this done. Let's just make a normal floor. Let's make it out of different materials as well. And already, we faced a little bit of a bug there. But that's fine. What we want to do is make the house a bit interesting. Obviously, it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical. I should really try and make it perfectly symmetrical, but it probably won't be the case, because I just don't know how big door frames are in that lot. I mean, I guess I could go and look. A doorway. Click a wall to place the door or window. So I need a wall first anyway, and you can't get rid of the wall, so I've heard. That's a bit annoying. We can rub it out specifically, though, which is pretty cool to see. And we want to have... Oh, we don't want that there. Oh. We have to... It's a bit buggy, but that's fine. We want to do this. I don't think I want that bit there. I wanted to go out a little bit more so we can have a nice fence going around this. And also this needs to be the same width as this. So really we should just make this a little bit smaller. There we are. I'm just trying to be specific because I want to see if I can be a bit complex with this. I'm not too sure if I can, but oh well. So let's see. This is 6. And this is, what, 9? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 9. So, if we get rid of one layer. There we are. Oh, crap. What's going on there? That's a bit weird. It looks like the deselect thing actually just became a new selection in and of itself. That's a bit weird. We will ignore that for now. And we will put 2 more layers here. What the hell's happening now? Okay. Right, let's just, we should have this paused. Actually, no, they'll work on the farm while they're at it. We should probably get them to chop down more trees while I'm wasting my time here. There we are. We go back, if we go back to the building screen, it looks like the previous build actually stays there. That wasn't the case in the past. This building thing is a little bit awkward. We need hotkeys for these. I'm not just sure if there are any. Click and drag to build it. At least there's little pop-ups to tell people that haven't done it before how to do it, which is always nice. So that should be 6. That's 7 now. So if we just... Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a bit nitpicky here. Unfortunately, I've built it in a bit of an awkward place because these bloody things are in the way. So, I mean, really, I should just... Whenever you select eraser or something like that, you have to select the material again, which is a bit annoying, but oh well. We can live with it. Now, I'm thinking the walls ain't going to build because... Nah, there's even a nice area around her, actually. I'm not too sure what that is meant to indicate. I think that might be indicating what space is required to actually build. Which means you can't actually build around this stuff very well. Which is a bit annoying. I'm not too sure. We'll find that out. The roof, I think the roof is the same. Yep. Also, there's a nice sort of, like, tint to it. It's slightly transparent as well. Or translucent. I get them mixed up. Which is always good to see. You get to see sort of the inside of the building. The only thing I don't like about the building scheme still is that it looks like the ceiling, I mean, the floor is still one up from the natural ground. They need to change that so it's the standard level. Because I just don't like the idea of them going through a door that technically can't open because it's just going to keep hitting the floor. Like this, it's just a bit weird thing for me, but I don't know. Right, and that looks really cool, that bit there. Like if we just make it go off that end and then maybe, no, not this end, north. Yeah, I like that. But then again, I like it like this quite a lot, and then just having this side open. I don't know, I like this design as well. I'm not too sure. I don't like that at all. But I like that even less. You know what? We can deal with just having it like this, I guess. We can have some windows up there. That'll look pretty cool. Yeah, let's do that. We'll have some windows up there. Even though they're completely pointless and serve no sort of particular purpose, they're still nice. We'll have a door there and probably another door here. There we are. And they've got to be the same level. I'm thinking this is natural sort of height for the villagers, as it were. There we are. That's pretty fine. I like that. And then we'll put one there. And we'll put one here. Now, this is a bit strange because these windows are awkwardly close, I can't make it the same level as this. I mean, it basically means we have to get rid of... I can't actually get rid of this. At least I don't know how to. Right-click to place the window, or right-click to exit. If I click delete... No, that won't work. Yeah, I need to sort that out. I can't actually get rid of anything that I've previously replaced. At least I don't know how to. Yeah. I'm saying a lot. I'm not just sure. I'm not sure why I'm saying that a lot. I guess I just do that. Basically it. I just did it again. I just did it again. How do we continue? Okay, I've done everything. Do they just sort of do it all themselves? I don't know if they do. Well, I've just stopped the selection, so maybe they do. I'm not too sure. Let's click on it. Ah, there we go. Start building. Once you begin building, the structure cannot be edited. Are you sure to want to build it? Yes, I do want to start building. Okay, I like the prompt. I like how it gives you sort of a choice, just in case you think, you know what, actually, no, I don't want them to start building it just yet. But it's also nice because you can actually make a full schematic of the town. Basically what you could do is all detached buildings from what I'm seeing right now. Also, it shows it when you go into the schematic view as well, which is pretty nice to see. But basically, if I make another building on this side, let's just make a quick box. There we are. Make a roof. Put a door on it. There we are. Maybe put some windows on it. We'll make this in a minute. Then this stays here. And I can just exit out. I don't have to do anything. Now, unfortunately, when I do exit out, it stays in the building furniture menu like it just did then for a split second. But as you can see, they're not going to build this house, I don't think. And it is separated from this house, but still appears. So, which wasn't the case before. It was a bit laggy before, and it wouldn't really select very well. It wouldn't make things their own structure. It would sort of attach them in a weird way. So once you started building this one, and then started to make the schematic for this one, they would stop building this one and just sort of forget. It looks like they don't do that anymore, which is pretty great. I'm not just sure what house that would be. And look at it. It's very smooth right now. And I'm just liking looking at the schematic screen. You can basically make the schematic for your entire town / city before you've even got the resources yet. So basically, that's pretty awesome. Also, this build functionality is probably going to have some more customizability in the future. I'm hoping that we can make, like, later on, hopefully there'll be, like, cool rivers and that lot. And you can use this build tool to make, like, cool bridges and stuff like that. That'd be fantastic. That might be a specific build option. I'm not too sure, like, build bridge. That'd be awesome, though. Maybe that'll go with building roads. But then I like the idea of making a custom bridge. That's what I'm hoping this game is primarily going to be. Customization. You know, you can customize everything. Well, most things, anyway. Primarily the buildings is what you want to customize. That would be pretty great. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Bridges, mines, sort of like maybe you can make cool tree houses and stuff like that. You can build over these trees. I'm wondering if they actually fix ladders so you can go down them now. Previously, we couldn't go down a ladder. I can't actually test this. No, I can't. I'm too far away from anything important. That's a bit frustrating. It's a cool little town, though. Look at it. And you look at it from a distance, and, you know, it's like all that progress. Now, once again, I feel like they should get rid of this fog of war. I just don't see the point. It looks like they've fixed it a little bit. It doesn't look as weird. Excuse me. It doesn't look as strange. Also, we need to make a weapon, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get attacked soon enough. I mean, I just heard something go, like, I just heard an owl hoot or something like that. It was a bit weird. There you are. And this house is underway. It's pretty cool looking. Doesn't look like they've forgotten, although they have completely neglected this wall. It might be because of these berries. And this will actually be a good test to see what they do about this. If they... See, yeah, they're not going to build anything there. Because it looks like these berry trees are actually just completely in the way. I wonder if I can remove them completely. Doesn't look like it. Hopefully in the future they allow us to do that. If a berry bush has nothing in it, then you can select the berry bush and click to remove berry bush or something like that. Or maybe move berry bush. That would be even better. But it looks like they won't actually build this side of the wall. That's fine. A goblin is stealing your stuff. That is unfortunate. I don't care too much. He's got cool armor on, though. I wonder if I can make cool armor. I don't think so. Now, I do believe they did talk about having a level up system for the skills, as it were. And the level up system will obviously be based on performance and what they've done. But the level up will have a good bonus, being as the higher level they are, the more stuff they can actually make. I like that version better than what Timber and Stone does. Basically, Timber and Stone just increases the speed of their making time. It would be nice if they did that here, don't get me wrong. Like, maybe if they're an experienced woodcutter, if that becomes a particular profession, probably won't, but if that is a sort of minor skill, we need to actually get into a mode here. You click R to get them to just beat the crap out of that guy. It looks like they decreased the health of the goblins as well, which is pretty great. Also, someone needs to pick up that sword and become just a sort of guy that runs around. There we are. Wonder if the effect is different on the warrior. No, it's the same. Alright then. They've pretty much just sort of sat back and started relaxing right now. What's this? This is very... This oak log looks like... The combination of the oak log with the pumpkin basket just looks like some sort of sci-fi crate or something. It looks very weird. It's fantastic though, don't get me wrong. Or it looks like some sort of processor that helps with the agricultural reasons for the plant. For the crops even. Now it looks like they've actually completely forgotten to build this house. At least it looks like it. If I take them out and put them back in. No, if I F4 to change their pathfinding and then F4 again, that doesn't do anything. If I go into build mode, click this and click start building. What the fuck was that? People are cheering outside. Looks like they still need to work a little bit on this AI. It might be because I'm recording. I guess it wouldn't matter too much. I'm not too sure. I shouldn't blame everything on the recording, but that might be what's happened. What we'll do is we'll get them to start building this house and see what they do. So it looks like they will go ahead and start doing that. It might be because me putting them in combat mode triggered them to actually just forget about their previous actions. So when I put them back into it, they probably just erased basically what they were doing. I'm thinking that may have been what happened. I'm not too sure, though. Pumpkins are being harvested, though, so we have a source of food. We also have some fox pelts, which is pretty great. We could make some beds, but we already know sort of that part of it. There's a squirrel right there, which is pretty delicious. I would eat that squirrel up. Then they're making another house. Once again, the level's a bit weird. Like, you just look at it from this perspective. This is where the door is going to be. Like, maybe it opens from that side, but even then, they're probably going to trip if they don't think straight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the upcoming patch, though. Well, not patch, but their upcoming sort of work. Basically, they're going to improve the building customization. Basically, just improve it to you know, like there's proper costs involved. It's probably going to be a bit more stable. Like I said, more customizability. That'd be pretty great. I'm not too sure what else they should necessarily add, other than probably sort of more artsy looking doors or windows, something like that. Obviously different looking windows, not just the traditional square frame. That'd be also different roof types. That'd be pretty cool. You can sort of mix and match by changing the levels and that lot, but it's not as interesting. You can't make it as diverse after a little while. I'm not too sure what the slope really does on a really small house. Not much, I guess. But yeah, they've sort of not bothered because I think this wall is not being built. And it's just sort of stopped their progress with the roof entirely. Yeah, that actually is the case completely. So my apologies. I haven't forgotten to build at all. It's just that they can't build this wall, which means they can't build the roof. And I guess that's how they sort of get their building done. They are building this house, though, and it's a cool looking house. It's a standard looking home. But in the future, I would not build too close to these berry bushes. Yeah, because you can't remove them right now, at least not to my knowledge. But yeah, improved building. Class progression, I did say that. They would level up, and it will give them new perks, basically. You know, new recipes, I suppose. Mining is going to be a new feature, which is actually what I'm looking forward to the most. That's sort of like the primary aspect of why these mountains would exist. Also, the game gets referenced a lot by Dwarf Fortress and stuff like that. Whatever that game was called. Towns, I guess Minecraft in some aspects. Yeah, like mining is definitely going to be a very big feature, and I'm hoping they implement it well. Timber and Stone have an interesting system where you hold, well, they basically do it by a layer-based system, so you have to hold a specific button down and scroll down and up, and it will change the layer. it's quite an ugly system, if I'm honest. I'm not too sure what they could really do, other than, I believe, make some sort of different phase-looking system. So you know what, like you've got here with the homes? Basically, you'd have another one next to it being land and then ground, or then land and then mining or something like that. But then, of course, you'd have to try and implement a mining system that works with that system as well. Just something a bit neater than the timber and stone way of doing things. I didn't explain it very well. That's because I can't explain it very well. I'm really bad at explaining things. But yeah, that's that. Roads as well. I did discuss roads as an idea. Well, not as an idea. It was going to be an implementation. Basically, roads would be sort of, you know, it would make them faster. I was actually reading the comments about that. People were saying that it's a better idea to actually make it so that the people move at normal speed on roads and just move slow on land. I actually prefer the idea of that. Not only does it make a bit more sense, to be honest with you, even though you would think that traditionally that, you know, it sort of is the same thing, but it really isn't. There's two sort of different approaches to something similar, but not necessarily the same, because you tend to move a bit slower on sort of grass, high grass, stuff like that, and you would just generally move at a standard pace when you're on sort of flat ground, road sort of thing. It just makes a little bit more sense in my mind, but hopefully they do implement the road in the same aspect, to be honest, as timber and stone, whereas the road needs to sort of... There's a goblin about to attack us, two of them, in fact. We have to prepare ourselves. We'll deal with them. It looks like the goblin AI... I'm not too sure. Let's see if it's improved at all. It looks like the fighting is a little bit easier, but that might be because we're just ganging up on all these guys. It looks like, though, the AI is a little bit less sort of abrupt. You know, they don't just spawn a load of them out of nowhere. By this point, a load of them would have just spawned and just destroy the whole town. But anyway, as I was saying, the roads should hopefully sort of be implemented as a way of carts, as it were. So you wouldn't have any traders unless you had a road connected to the edge of a map. Well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense, because they did say they wanted to implement sort of a Minecraft-esque of unlimited world generation, as it were. Or at least large maps. Anyway, you know, large maps is fine. I don't think a game like this generally needs constant generation, because you're in one place traditionally. Co-op would probably like it, but even then, a large map I think is good enough, because then you could traditionally use the land to your proper advantage. Co-op, I'm really looking forward to. That's going to be very interesting. Doing some trading, maybe some fights take place. Maybe some people have certain minerals that others don't. That would be very cool to watch. I'll definitely play a ton of that, if it's actually any good. But anyway, as I was saying, to the matters at hand that they have discussed. Also, they built this house. There's loads of wood all over it, but they've generally got the house done. We need to also get the parts for it, being the windows. We just have two of them. There we are. And we'll just make the one door. Beautiful. Yeah, hopefully the traders don't actually work unless you have sort of a decent road connected or something like that. It probably wouldn't work now that I've said that they probably make the map really large. It would make it a bit awkward, and the best way would be to start on the edge of the map to get sort of the most efficient builds, as it were. So maybe that system won't be implemented, but keep roads though. But like I said, do not make the roads one higher than the actual floor. Make it like slightly above the floor, just slightly, but not like this high, because this is 1 block high. Make it like 1/4 of a block high than this, just because it would look a bit smoother in my opinion. It would also add a little bit more shape, but not look too blocky and not too smooth, as it were. It would be very interesting. Biomes as well would be something that I'm definitely looking forward to. At the moment, you just got the traditional sort of woodland grass sort of style, but hopefully we get some tundra, some desert, stuff like that. Some snowy biomes, lots of snow on these sort of higher mountains. Also, the mountains could be a bit higher, but this will do. This will definitely do. I guess with the aesthetic, that's sort of perfect. There's definitely a sort of sense of scale from this direction, as it were. Also, a traveler is here. What do you want? A guy really... okay, then. Alright, then. So, people can join, apparently. I didn't realize that. I never had that before anyway, but that's because I got mauled constantly. But yeah, he's got basic combat training, so increased courage through hours of combat training. Is that the same with our other guy? Oh, wow, he's got like a gold sword. Oh, no, I thought he did. He just, like, glowed orange for a second then. That would have been awesome. Even though it would have been completely pointless, but still. It would have been kind of awesome. So where is our other guard? That's not him, is it? Oh no, your other guard still has basic combat training. I wonder if their training does go to advanced once they kill more things. And maybe that increases their sort of... Maybe it makes them look a bit more like beaten up or something. Or maybe their weapon looks a little bit cooler. I'm not too sure. Maybe they get a nice medal to represent that they are the head guy. That would be pretty cool as well. But yeah, that would be pretty neat. I'm not too sure if they're going to implement any sort of relationship kind of things in this. That would be very interesting to see. It would be pretty cool to see like sort of two people... I don't know, marry, sort of procreate, as it were, live in a house, and then there's a divorce. They have to separate, build another house in another town somewhere. The kid has to go from each place every other day. Not every other day, but like once a week. Maybe the dad has it on the weekends. You know, it could be a bit in-depth, but I'm not expecting it to be that in-depth. It could be thing. I'm not too sure. It could be thing. Also, maybe some sort of pet interaction. I'm not too sure. I never cared too much for it, but, you know, no pet battles. No pet battles. That is used way too much at the moment. Yeah, Pokemon. Pokemon. South Park reference. Yeah, that we're also referencing something else. But still, yeah, trading. Also, like I said, the trading, buying, selling goods. Hopefully they do that a little bit better than RimWorld. RimWorld still do it pretty well, but it's just a little bit fidgety. Because it takes a little while to get your head around it. At least it does for me. That's sort of my opinion. Timber and Stone doesn't... Actually, and hopefully it does it better than Timber and Stone. But I do kind of like the way Timber and Stone does it. It's just a bit random. I like to buy and sell what I have. That's sort of the advantage of an alternate system like RimWorld. Unfortunately, the prices are a bit weird. But I would like to also change the prices that I sell. So if I like sell absurdly when it comes to sand or something like that, then maybe not many people would come over here because I sell stuff stupidly. But if I make it just right, then I'd sort of get used to the rates. And the rates are different every world, so you got to get used to a new economic system. That'd be very interesting. It would definitely encourage sort of more spectrums of gameplay, as it were. I say as it were a lot. I'm getting annoyed at myself. I'm definitely getting annoyed. But basically, the game is smoother. That's pretty much it. At the end of the day, the implementations, I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic. Hopefully they implement mining first, but they probably will just focus a little bit more on improvement. Fix up a few more on this building mechanic, and then you should probably get to doing the mining and the sort of the little bit more technical side of things. Now, I believe, is it this month when it's supposedly meant to be finished? Or at least released for beta, I believe. I'm not too sure. It might be, I'm not too sure. For those that are wondering, oh, is this game going to be finished? No, it won't be finished. No, it's pretty obvious at this stage that it will not be finished. And it probably will maybe be finished at the same time next year. But the thing is, don't rush them. Don't rush it, because they've definitely got passion for the game. They're definitely working on it. They know what they're doing, at least from what I'm seeing. They're definitely implementing cool aspects that I've not really seen implemented as well as I have right now. Great timing! Oh, God. Eat my words up, basically. But yeah, just let them, give them ideas, obviously. They're probably taking a lot of this advice from the community. Keep popping ideas, because they'll make ideas from those ideas, and they will spring some amazing implementations. And at the end of the game, a game like this is all about mechanics. Mechanics and creativity, but primarily mechanics, because you need them to be creative. If they do the mechanics wrong, then how are you going to find it enjoyable? Basically, that is the case. And at the moment, it's looking pretty promising. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to do mining, class progression, trading, roads. Trading right now is simplistic, but it's primarily a showcase. It's meant to show you that it's possible at the moment. You know, it's a teaser, as it were. But it's going to be very cool to see. Maybe you need like a specific trading person that needs a room as well. Like a specific house that has maybe an emblem inside of it that says that is the trading port or something like that. Also seas with ports and ships. Just saying, I want a lot of things, but I'm probably asking for a little bit too much. They did say, I believe, that the game will be fully moddable, so people will probably add that stuff in anyway. Ah, the mods. It'd be fantastic. Definitely looking forward. You can listen to the passion of my voice. Definitely looking forward to the creation of this game. If I've missed anything, then don't forget. Oh, yeah. Fences. I did forget about fences, and that is sort of one part of it. There was a primary fix. I'm not too sure. I don't think I had too much problems when it came to fences. I don't need to create like this. I like the sliding system though. Although it could be a bit cooler if they just if I could just right click on it Or maybe double click on it to remove it. It just, the drag functionality is pointless on a PC. I'm just saying. It's like built for tablets. But maybe the game's like, maybe they're trying to build around that. I'm not too sure. But from what I've seen, all the other aspects of the game say otherwise. Well, not necessarily. It would be decent, though. It would be pretty interesting. I could see this game kind of working on a tablet. I mean, tablets are getting stronger. Phones probably wouldn't work on a phone at the moment, but they're getting there at some point. The only reason I say that is because the game is probably extremely processor intensive, okay? I'm just saying, there's lots of generation happening right here, lots of movement, lots of pathfinding. It's too much, I would say, for a mobile device. Also, we can see where we are right now. Our net wealth is huge, and they have no shelter, so they're quite sad. They're well fed, though, and overall happiness is quite high. But yeah, the Alpha Town. And look, the journal actually works. Oh, grips. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can actually see what people are moaning about. Interesting. That's good to see. So you can see what their needs are, or at least try and detect their needs. Who's this? Are you the new guy, I imagine? You're some sort of trapper or something. Sure. There we are. We've got a new person. Nice to see you. Mel. Freywind. Mel Freywind. That sounds like an amazing name. Let's pop these fences down. Now, I'm not too sure if there is an easy... Now, see, the fences actually won't work there. Maybe we just put them in line. I'm not too sure how to make this an easier... How do we make this... Yeah, there isn't a way to make this easier. I don't think so, anyway. So, are you guys going to place these fences, or... Are you going to... You're going to wait a while? Let's see if the pathfinding's a bit laggy. Let's, Yep, they won't do it. I'm probably doing something wrong, most probably. But anyway, you probably know the fences work through some other video. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the optimization of this game and the introduction of new mechanics. It's looking pretty promising. It's taking them a little while, but just let them work on it. They'll get it done. I have my faith in them at the moment. But, ladies and gentlemen, being a British man, I would not hold your hopes up. We have seen many games from Kickstarter fail. That includes Kickstarter and Yog Ventures. You know, just saying. Take my words with a pinch of salt. There you go. You can't have that with a little bit of eeriness added to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If I've missed anything, then feel free to comment below. Follow me on Twitter for updates on my channel. And I'll see you guys next time for some more Stonehearth. Bye-bye.